Hey, welcome back to the channel, man. Let me know if y'all rocking with Young Dolph. Go ahead and like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you a fan of Young Dolph. Now that it's 2025, they about to really solve the Dolph case. They still have a few more people to get. I told y'all a long time ago that Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith, all the people that got pretty much sent away, they're all the fall guys. Those are just the pawn pieces of this whole entire chess game. They still have to figure out who put the hit together, who pretty much hired everybody to do it, because this whole Rico thing, this is what they're going to be solving in the end. Is they're going to take out the head guy that pretty much ordered the whole hit to be done. You got to remember, a lot of people were jealous of Young Dolph. He never really tried to, he didn't try to start the beef, but he dissed back Yo Gotti, and pretty much that put the whole entire CMG against Young Dolph because of the whole situation. Now, you got to remember, this all started over petty drama and everything like that. And over the years and everything, Yo Gotti, CMG, and all them allegedly now, they've been the ones that was really, beefing with Dolph, dissing him back and everything. There's 3 other occasions when they tried to get him. And now the same people who got caught up in this time around, which was Govan Hernandez and Yo Gotti's brother, Big Jook, those are the same people involved in what happened last time. And so they still putting all that together. Like, they didn't forget about none of that. Just because they got the dudes who, pulled the trigger and everything like that, who were up on the crime scene, whatever, doesn't mean that they're going to get the guys who ordered and bossed them around, the guys that they had to answer to. They have phone calls and everything tracing who exactly they talked to. And this is why a lot of people right now are laying low, because the word has got around through the whole entire Memphis that they're looking for anybody that has something to do with Young Dolph. And if a lot of people, and if all the facts of everything lead to saying that Yo Gotti might have sent the order through his brother, which is what a lot of people are saying now, that's really close to the situation. They thinking that, Yo Gotti might have had his brother put the money on Dolph's head. And, that's not far from exactly how it went down, because you got to think about how Grove Hero was already talking about they were trying to get him and they were trying to get Dolph. And if they put 40 on Grove Hero, they definitely put 100 on Dolph. And this is the same thing that Mia J was talking about, because it was just moments and days after Young Dolph got taken out. Mia J allegedly was saying, that she was going to give a reward of $500,000, double or triple whatever they put on Dolph's head to get the guy that did it. And, they put the reward out and everything, and people were looking. There was a lot of anonymous tips. This is when they found the cars. This is when they found the two-door. And basically, once they found that, and they knew that it was connected to the same house that Straight Drop did the music video at, and they knew Straight Drop was hanging out with Key Glock, like Key Glock brought him around Young Dolph in the back of the music videos, they already knew that somebody had gotten into Straight Drop's ear from the side that was beefing with Dolph. So they think Yo Gotti, maybe Big Jook, might have pretty much talked to Straight Drop. And he goes, his name is Justin Johnson, as it appears in the documents and the indictments and everything. And technically, he wasn't even supposed to be out, but he wanted to be the next star. And they could have easily told him that they will, make him famous. They will pretty much pay for his bond and everything. They tried to throw him some cash for doing this for them. And, that's how he had gotten involved. He already was around PRE enough to where he already knew, and he wasn't blocked by the other pages. Like when they posted about the turkey drive, when Makita's Raven and them said that Dolph was going to pull up, then he heard about it. And this was already in motion, because people were already out following Dolph, looking for him. He had a yellow shirt on, and he knew he was getting followed for multiple days. That's why when he stopped at the gas station, he looked left and right, and he knew something wasn't right. He knew it was something fishy going on. And at that moment, it was at least 5 different people following him, because you had that Tahoe, you had the Corvette, and the people waiting like across the street, parked by the bushes, parked by the forest and everything. And so this was all because Dolph had money on his head at that time. And the reason he was being followed was because a lot of people was trying to cash in on that by dropping his location and keeping tabs on his whereabouts, because eventually it was going to go down at some point. And so this is the thing why a lot of people were like, okay, the whole leading up to where Dolph ended up at the cookie shop, where was he going and why was all these people following him? It was because they already had the hit sent out saying they had 100K on his head. And a lot of people, especially at that time in 2021 and in Memphis and everything, they could have used that money. So a lot of the street dudes, a lot of the people who was already tied and clicked in with Yo Gotti and CMG and the cookie shop, they all pretty much answered to go and try to cash in on that 100K on Dolph's head. And so this is how he ended up at the cookie shop, is due to the fact that he was going to do the turkey drive there. So how did the people know to pull up exactly right then and there when Dolph was there? Like, either the people that followed Dolph had told Straight Dropping them he's at the cookie shop, we seen the car, go ahead and run up on there. Either that, or allegedly a lot of people are thinking that it could have been somebody from the cookie shop have filmed him or something, or even messaged or FaceTime somebody and said, yeah, he here, and quickly turned the camera on the FaceTime to show Dolph was actually in the building and in the front lobby, so they knew exactly where to aim at, where to run up at and everything. Because when you look at how the rounds came in, that the 50 rounds that they sprayed down the place with, it had most of the majority of it go to one corner of the window. And it's like, how did they know that was Dolph right by the window? How did they know it wasn't Dolph's brother or another PRE artist? And it was supposed to be other PRE artists and people with him. Dolph was trying to call his security team. He was trying to call Snoop Bands, Key Glock, Big Moochie Grape, and everybody. And when they interviewed all them dudes, they ended up saying that they had missed calls from Dolph that they didn't answer, and that they were busy doing this or they were sleeping or doing that. And when they went back and told their story about what they were doing exactly at that time, the story didn't check out, because one guy, Dolph artist Snoop Band, said he was at the barbershop getting his hair cut and everything. So then we go look up and they pull up the receipts, and he actually posted a video on social media of him at the barbershop, and it's like he had his phone in his hand and he was posting Snapchats and recording him getting his hair cut in his lineup. So if he had all the time to do that, how come he didn't have the time to answer Dolph's phone calls? So they knew people, it was known in the streets allegedly at that time that people were after Dolph. And and basically they knew if they were caught hanging around Dolph that they were gonna end up going down with him, because with the amount of money they had put on Dolph's head, it had to have come from one source, because the only type of people who had that type of bread was the exact people who was beefing with Dolph, which was allegedly Yo Gotti. Everybody saying Yo Gotti, CMG, and all of them. And so it ends up checking out. And so when they did their homework and put 2 and 2 together, they found that the only person who actually had 100K to put on Dolph's head, and to had to do that because of whatever their past was, whatever that beef that they had, then that's why a lot of people thought it was Yo Gotti. And this is why they started connecting the dots and finding out that the people from the cookie shop wanted to be a part of CMG, and that they used Big Jug and Govan Hernandez and all of them, and pretty much every single person pointed a finger back to Yo Gotti. And this is why he pretty much try to flee the whole area, and he tried to get up on the plane and dip and go out of town and everything like that. But by then, people were already commenting on his live, like, did you see what happened to Dolph? Did you see this? Did you see that? And he was still in Memphis. So, people were already pointing him and saying, like, he could have been part of it because of the major beef that was going on. And so that's when Yo Gotti decided to wipe out his whole entire IG account, and like basically make it to where it had no pictures posted, no nothing. It made it look like user not found, like he deleted the page or something like that. And basically it was because he knew people were starting to catch on, and that he had to get out of town quick before his alibi showed that he was right down the street from where Dolph ended up getting hit up at, because it all happened on the same street where the cookie shop was, where Dolph was driving by, where Gotti in the Bentley truck and Moneybagyo and all of them were at. And, you know, the airport that they try to leave and flee out of, that's all on Airways. And they saying this all happened right there at the cookie shop on Airways. So for them, when that Bentley drove by, that's why a lot of people think that it was Yo Gotti in there, because he was allegedly supposed to be taking off on the private jet. But in order to get there, they would have had to drive down that road in that direction. And they already seen that that's the same Bentley in the music videos that Moneybagyo got as a gift from Gotti, and that he gave it to Ari and she had it in the videos and all of that. So they already connected the dots and found out that that's the same people. And this is why they're watching very closely. And eventually the karma is going to get anybody that pretty much did this to Dolph, because they're getting the justice for him. And a lot of people is now actually realizing the fact of that the dudes that they got was just the start of this whole entire takedown of the Rico and everything that's going to happen.